14 years old, and yet she is a veteran of the angst that is here in Madison. She was here, ladies and gentlemen, at the Capitol when the Capitol protests were going hot and strong. Please welcome to the stadium, to the podium, Tricia Willoughby.
Begin to fathom the enormity of what the Tea Party movement would become, nor the ripple effect it would cause to blow from one shining sea to the other. On December 16th, 1773, a group of strong-willed patriots gathered at the Boston Harbor. They gathered there on that historic night to let their passionate voices ring out across the sea. But they too could not begin to fathom the enormity of what their actions would come to represent. Nor could they foresee the great journey that lay before them. A journey that would become a revolution. A revolution for freedom, liberty, and self-government. Then, but now we are in the midst of a new revolution. A revolution to get our imposing government out of our pockets. However, this uprising of the people, just like the first, is not for the weak of heart. It requires strength, determination, and perseverance. We can do this. Just look back at the great achievements we have already completed. In the 2010 elections, we proved that we can and will fight for less government, strong values, and lower taxes for all. We have accomplished much and should be proud of these tremendous achievements. But we must not lose the ground that we have just gained. We must run ahead with full force and continue to defend the founding principles of this glorious nation. Let us celebrate our recent victories and strive to obtain even greater victories for our future. We have only begun to scratch the surface of our full capabilities. Let us join forces with our fellow patriots across the nation and unite in defending our freedoms. Freedoms our founding fathers intended for us to have. Those freedoms included the liberty to pursue the American dream unhindered by an overreaching government. Yeah! The debt in this state, in this nation, and in my future is overwhelming. Thomas Jefferson had this to say regarding debt. I, however, place economy among the first and most important of Republican virtues, and public debt as one of the greatest dangers to be feared. Unfortunately, the reality of this danger grows bigger every day. Today, 42 cents of every spent federal dollar is borrowed money. This enormous amount of borrowed spending must stop here. It is imperative that it be extinguished before it suffocates this, our great nation. At my current age of 14, I am not yet able to vote and decide how my future paychecks will be spent. So please, protect your children and my future children and their future children from having to pay off this titanic debt. We must join together to ensure that the danger of this astronomical burden does not swallow us. This is the time to move. This is the time to call our representatives to stop this excessive spending. I ask you to help lift this load of debt off of our nation's shoulders. I ask you to not just vote for and give your funds to the right candidates, but to give yourselves. Gather your friends, your fellow patriots, your children, and go door to door. Organize local political events, pray for those in leadership, and get out there and make phone calls for the right candidates. We, the people, have made colossal strides, but we cannot rest on our laurels. Debt, in the least, will limit our future, and at worst, will topple our government. Please, keep passing on the value of financial freedom to your children and instilling the importance of that freedom in your children. For as Ronald Reagan so wisely said, freedom is never more than one generation away from its extinction. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. We are now fighting a battle in which no one is too old or too young to be a soldier. A battle